Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Live Live, a place where we meet up to receive motivational, inspirational, and activational strategies for those challenging and changing life moments. Yes, I am your host, Keeler Bryson. Hey, guess what, everybody? I released my second book over the weekend. Yay! And I celebrated my birthday on the same day. Yay! You know what? This past weekend, well, really all of last week, I had been so excited about the release of my book and celebrating my birthday. It was a double celebration, and for that, I am so grateful. I'm so thankful to God that have life and breath within me to even carry out such an assignment of birthing that second book out. I am so proud of myself. I woke up Saturday morning and I was in the bathroom washing my face, and I looked at myself in the mirror in a way that that was strange to me. I looked at myself and I smiled, and it was as if the look and the smile that I gave myself was like, girl, I held on because I wanted it to all fall around my birthday so that it would be even a greater celebration. So for that, I am so grateful, and I thank God for the strength, the knowledge, and just the people and the help that I was able to get in order to birth out that second book. Who knows? I don't know how many more books are inside me, but one thing's for sure, I am going to write every last one of them. Now, if you're interested in purchasing a copy of my book, Live Live, it's a book about facing obstacles and living a life of accomplishments in the face of obstacles. It's available at KeelerBryson.com, and you can purchase it at Amazon.com as well. And my first book, Crisis Management, How to Manage Personal Life Crisis, is also available at KeelerBryson.com and Amazon.com. Pick up a copy. It's the holiday season. It's Christmas season. This is a great time to pick up something that will encourage people, because we're in an hour now where many people are discouraged, and around the holidays is when many people get depressed because they don't have money to buy the things that they desire to buy. So purchase the book for someone who needs encouragement. The Live Live book is a great book for a high school graduate, a college graduate as well, to kind of help guide them into transitioning into teenage to young adult into adulthood. So don't forget that. Well, tonight I have another good topic. I have been bubbling over today, just excited and having a feeling of I can't wait to talk about tonight's topic, because it is a topic that I've experienced and on more than one occasion with adults older than me. I've seen it in adults who are younger than me. And I believe that this topic will be beneficial to you. And it will cause you to search within yourself to examine yourself and see whether or not you possess this particular virtue that I want to discuss tonight. Tonight I want to talk about the eye of the tiger. The eye of the tiger. If any of you went and looked at my Facebook page for Teachable Life Moments today, you would have seen that I posted a post about having the eye of the tiger, and the fact that if you don't have it, you won't accomplish anything. Because, our Monday night calls have basically been about accomplishing things, staying encouraged and motivated and inspired to accomplish our dreams, our goals, our purpose in life. And a lot of times we think we want something, or we think that we will be good at doing a particular career, job, or project, or whatever it is. But a lot of times there's this one particular indicator that will really reveal whether or not you really are passionate about what it is you endeavor to do. Not too long ago, I had an experience and this experience inspired this topic. Someone had signed up for my self-publishing course. They were excited. They told me they were ready. But as soon as we proceeded forward, I began to notice some things that caused me to wonder whether or not the person was really ready. Because if they were not ready, I didn't really want to invest the time and the energy. Now, some of you out there, you may know how that is. When you value your time, you are very particular on where you utilize your time and your energy. And so, this is what I was doing. I was thinking, okay, these people, I have to work with people that's serious, people who are focused. From this experience, I learned to give my time to people who are truly hungry and thirsty for it. Otherwise, if you give your time away to people who aren't thirsty or hungry, you will end up drained and frustrated from pouring into people who wasted what you gave out. Think about that. It is very disappointing to give something, your time, your energy, your knowledge to someone, and then they don't value it, or they just seem to just work you. They're pulling on you. You keep trying to encourage them and inspire them and motivate them. And it seems the more you do that, the more they drain you, the more they frustrate you, because you're thinking by now, after all I've given, you should be taking off running with it. So for that reason, that's why I have learned to be particular about where I give off my energy, my time, and my thought process to, because God has too much for me to do to be drained and frustrated from people who really don't want to do nothing. So remember that. At any rate, I went ahead and scheduled a time to teach the course, and immediately the first thing that happened was that the person didn't have all their money to pay for the course. Now, in my mind, I was thinking, you said you were ready. Next, on the day of the class, the person didn't take notes. I noticed this person didn't take any notes. They really wasn't engaging in the class. And then after the class was over, they just was feeling like, they came to me telling me that they didn't feel like they had enough information, or they felt like they was asking me could they have copies of the information that I provided. And then later on, the person emailed me, and they felt they had concerns about whether or not they really received the information that they thought they were going to get. Now, each of these incidents were signs that this person was not ready. And it's amazing. And it was at that moment that I began to realize why record companies and famous people don't immediately sign or endorse everybody they come into contact with who claims they want to be the next big thing, or the next big superstar, or rapper, or singer, or actress. People will tell you that they're ready or that they want it, but you can always tell by whether they want it or not by whether you see that blazing intensity in their eyes. Yes, not only in their eyes, but you'll see it in their actions. In this particular incident, if this person was really ready, their money would have been ready. They would have been taking notes. They would have asked a slew of questions, and they would have realized the value and the possibilities of the information that I taught. It's just like somebody wants something from you, and you give it, and then they act like, I thought you said you were hungry. I fixed all of this food, and you're acting like you're not hungry. You know how disappointing that is for the person who provided the food? That's kind of how I feel or felt when I encountered this particular situation. And it really saddened me that the person was not able to see how to turn the information that I provided into money-making ideas. When that was, I guess, the culmination of it all, or the straw that broke the camel's back, when the person couldn't see that what I had given them was what they needed. And so the whole experience taught me, as I said before, not to waste time on those who do not demonstrate that blazing intensity. When I say blazing intensity, I mean this person is just on fire. This person is thirsty. This person is hungry. This person is ready to do whatever it takes to get the job done, to get the information, to learn, to make it happen. And they're not asking me to do more and more to accommodate them when I've already given them what they need to achieve or to succeed in whatever it is they're trying to fulfill. And And this person, it's like the more I gave, the more they was wanting. And then it just dawned on me, this person doesn't want it bad enough. They want me to do more than what they're doing. And they're the ones who want it. And it was just very, very disappointing. And so at that point, I was like, this is a lesson that will be valuable to all of us. You know, if we're going to achieve anything noteworthy, we must have blazing intensity. Now, if you say you want to be a singer and you know you really don't have that blazing intensity or that eye of the tiger, don't waste somebody's time. Because some people that are successful and already moving and on the move in their career, they're not going to have time to try to lollygag with people who claim they are ready, but their actions don't support their words. If you are ready, then there should be some evidence. If you want people to support your dreams and your desires, they must see the eye of the tiger in your eyes. When we really want something, it should be seen. People should be able to feel that you really want it. People should be able to see that you really want it. And that's what I was hoping to get out of the workshop that I put on. And I was disappointed. And so I thought that it would be good to teach people to look at why is it that you're not where you are. Why is it that you may not be getting the support that you hope you would get from different ones, from people who are already established, from people already doing what you desire to do? Could it be that they're not supporting you because they can see that you're not ready? They can see that you don't want it bad enough? Yeah, think about that. That's a powerful thing. You may think you're fooling people that by saying I'm ready or I can do it or this is what I'm good at. Oh, I'm telling you, people that have been there and done that, they know that look. They know that look in the eye when they see it, that eye of the tiger. You know, when I was young in the 80s, there was a song came out about entitled The Eye of the Tiger. And at the time, you know, I was so young, I didn't understand what the eye of the tiger. All I knew was I loved how it started. It went dun, 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 dun. You know, just that intro lets you know something is about to happen. And that song was a song by an American rock band by the name of Survivor. And this song was released in 1982 for the movie Rocky III. And when I had this experience or this encounter with regard to my course, this song came to my mind. You know, this song talks about not giving up on your dreams, being a fighter. You know, you're going to fight for your dreams, staying hungry for your dreams. You know what? If you're not hungry, you are not going to get the eye of the tiger in your eyes. Because in the natural, when you think about a tiger that's on the hunt, that's hungry, there's a certain look in that tiger's eyes. And when you are hungry for something, your dream, your purpose, and even in the natural, if you don't have any food and you're on the hunt and the search for it, there's a certain look, there's a certain demeanor about that person. And that's what you have to have and demonstrate so that people can see that you mean business and so that you can accomplish your dreams. Because if you're not hungry, you're not going to go out there and do what it takes to get some food or to fulfill that dream. The song also talks about rising up to the challenge, being tough. It talks about doing what's necessary in order to achieve your dreams. You know, it takes more. There's more to it than paying your money to go and get a course or some knowledge. A lot of people think if they just pay the money to take the course, the class, or whatever, the workshop, the seminar, that's it. Do you know that there's work in addition to that? You've got to go and apply what you just learned. And that's where the struggle comes in. If you're in a class and you want the information, you're going to be taking notes. You're going to be saying, hold up, slow down, say that again, because you're trying to get every ounce of the information that's being presented. Now, a teacher that's a good teacher, a teacher that has taught a while, they know when they are in the presence of someone, a student who's hungry for the information. And in my case, that was the situation. I know what a hungry person looks like, how they behave, their actions, because I've been hungry for my accomplishments to achieve them. And when you got that thing on your mind and on your heart, you are focused. You are concentrating on making that happen. You're reading, you're studying, you're searching, and you're Googling, you're meeting and talking to people. Those are the actions of a person that wants it, a person with the eye of the tiger. You know, what does the term eye or the phrase eye of the tiger mean? It basically describes blazing intensity. You know, when we look at a tiger that's on the hunt for some food or is looking for its prey, you can see the intensity in the tiger's burning gaze. My husband loves looking at the Geographic Channel where he looks at the different animal documentaries on how they hunt, how they live, how they breed, and how they hunt for their prey. And sometimes I'll sit and watch those shows with him. And one thing about the tiger, when they are on that hunt, I mean, those eyes are just looking straight ahead, focused. I mean, then they start moving. And when they finally lock in on a potential victim for dinner, you talk about picking up speed. They're giving it all they got to hunt down and track down their dinner. And so the eye of the tiger is when you get that burning gaze in your eye, at which point you are passionately concentrating your entire being on conquering the challenge that is before you. Did you hear that? I said it's when you have that burning gaze in your eye, and at which point you are passionately concentrating your entire being. Now, that right there, your entire being, that means that when you are in that class, what should have happened in that class, that person should have been listening, watching, writing, speaking back what I said, or asking questions on what I said, getting clarity, asking me to slow down, repeat that again, show me how. And by the time the class was over, you should have had more notes than what I presented, because I was saying, not only was I going over what was on this in the information, but I was, having side conversations, which was extra information. And so if you want to achieve it, if you want to take the challenge on of conquering it, you must remember there has to be a phase in this process where you get the eye of the tiger, where you are passionately concentrating your entire being on conquering the challenge. That means you're giving up television. You're giving up going out on hanging out with friends. You're giving up, sleeping and stuff. You know why? Because you don't have time to sleep. You realize that if you're going to accomplish writing your book, if you're going to accomplish becoming an entrepreneur, you have got to get up out the bed. You have got to stop watching television. You've got to begin to get on your computer, research, Google, write business plans, make connections, set up your website, begin to develop a Twitter and a Facebook following. There is too much work to be watching television. On yesterday, I experienced this television situation. I have been working and staying up late these last several weeks, working on the book, trying to get everything in line. And so yesterday, I finally had a little bit of downtime, and I could not find anything on TV that was interesting to me because I hadn't watched very much television. And as a result, I didn't know what was on, what should have been on, at what time. I had lost track of the programming schedule and shows and all of that. And that's a good thing. And at that moment, I realized, girl, you have been so focused, you don't even know what's on TV anymore at what time. And that was a proud thing to realize. But now, if you're watching television, you know what time the shows come on, you know what's going on all the TV shows. Okay, you need to transfer that energy and that time into focusing and manifesting your dreams. You see, when you are focused and you're passionately concentrating your entire being, that means you're giving it all to the computer. You're giving it all to your pen and paper and not to the shows and stuff and hanging out. Because the only way you're going to achieve and accomplish what you're trying to do, you've got to dedicate your entire being to it. That's right, your entire being, your resources, your financial resources, your time, your energy, Oh my goodness, there's gonna be times where you stay up so late, and it may be several nights in a row. But guess what? You're making progress. And then in the end, you're going to be so proud of yourself. You're going to wake up and look in the mirror like I did on Saturday and just smile at yourself. And it'll be a smile that you pulled it off. You did it. You achieved it. You accomplished it. In spite of all the obstacles and hindrances, you kept your focus and your concentration. And then you will be able to sit down and reap the fruit of your labor, rejoice and celebrate. Two of the tiger's most astonishing qualities are its hunger and its strength. Do you have a hunger for what it is you want to accomplish? Are you strong enough to be able to carry it out in the midst of dealing with everyday life issues? You've got to be strong like a tiger. You've got to have those two qualities, a hunger and strength. It's been said that a tiger walks in perpetual hunger, eating as much as 60 pounds of meat in a single meal. Now, that's a big appetite there. You know, that your appetite is what's going to motivate you and keep that fire going and keep your focus and your dedication and your consistency going. You got to keep that hunger there. And the more that you feed yourself, the more hungry you will become. And the more hungry you become, the more you'll be able to accomplish and achieve, because you have a big appetite and you know how to feed that appetite. Some of us are maybe experiencing sadness and depression when it's simply a hunger that our soul and spirit is experiencing because it wants to be fulfilled. It wants to fulfill its purpose and its mission. This tiger is eating 60 pounds of meat in a single meal. This bottomless hunger drive sharpens its senses to live in constant readiness to hear, watch, stalk, attack, and consume. Think about that. These tigers have a bottomless hunger. But this hunger that they have, it's a drive that sharpens its senses. Yeah. And you know, when you want something bad enough and you're on the hunt for it, oh my goodness, your senses are so sharpened because you are alert. And you know, the person that I had encountered, if they were hungry, they would have realized, their senses would have been sharp to realize how to turn that information into a money-making idea. That's what I did. I used the same information that I was giving them. I used to turn into a money-making idea, and they couldn't see it. Maybe it's because they weren't hungry enough. You know, when you are hungry, you will get creative on how to get fed. Yes, you will go to a food pantry somewhere and get some food. You'll go to a feeding kitchen somewhere and get some food. You're going to figure out a way to get it. And so when you're hungry, you get creative. It sharpens your senses. And that way you'll be in constant readiness to hear. That person should have been able to hear the opportunity and the information, but they wasn't hungry enough. They should have been hungry enough to watch, to stalk me in that course. You know, harass me, get on my nerves, asking questions. Get on my nerves, stopping me for clarity. None of that happened. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, do I have the right group, the right person rather? And so if you don't have that eye of the tiger, oh my goodness, this is what you will end up encountering. You'll be missing opportunities like this person was missing an opportunity because they wasn't hungry enough to see the opportunity, the value of the information. All right, so why should we have the eye of the tiger? Why is it really necessary, you may be thinking? You may be thinking, Keeler, you know, I've never heard anybody teach about the eye of the tiger in this way. Maybe it's been taught, but in a different way. And but I've never heard it taught this way, Keeler. So what is the benefit? Is it really something to this eye of the tiger? Sure it is. Think about it. A lot of people who are signed to big deals and stuff is because they see that look in that person's eye. And the saddest thing is to be telling a person, I want it, but you don't have but you say it in a dead way. Yeah, I want it. But a person who wants it, oh my goodness, they ready to show you that they can do it. They have a excited energy when they talk about it. They light up. They come alive when they talk about it. They dreaming about it. They telling you what they going to buy, what they going to do when they get their first check. Oh, they got ideas on how to diversify themselves in the marketplace. But if a person doesn't have that eye of the tiger look, you've got to tell them every little step. Okay, now do this. Now go do this. Now go start your Facebook. Now you need to go in my... No, a person who has the eye of the tiger mentality or spirit about themselves, they're going to get that information. They're going to run with it. And they're going to turn it into a profit. Yes. So why do we need the eye of the tiger? Well, first of all, because when you have the eye of the tiger, that's when you're in a mode whereby you're producing amazing physical and mental concentration and focus. The eye of the tiger, as I said, when that tiger is on the hunt, at that point, it's like another level of adrenaline comes forth in that tiger, and he is producing an amazing amount of physical and mental activity. And that strength that comes from that eye of the tiger look and spirit about that tiger oftentimes enables him to take down his prey, to capture his prey, and in the end to be fulfilled in his belly and not be hungry until the next time. When we have the eye of the tiger, it produces a thirst and a drive. And that thirst and that drive is what keeps you motivated, which keeps you searching, which causes you to keep trying, which causes you to not be able to sleep because you got to get back up and something else came on your mind, so you got to get up out the bed in the middle of the night and go and Google it real quick. That thirst and that drive, it won't let you rest. You don't want to watch TV because you're thirsty and you're researching and pursuing your dream and your purpose is helping to satisfy that thirst. It's satisfying that drive. When we have the eye of the tiger, it sharpens our senses to live in constant readiness, to hear. You know, that eye of the tiger, when they are on the hunt, those tigers, their senses are more keen. They got to be in hunt mode because they got to be able to hear when there's a possible prey around. They got to be able to watch. I mean, you got to be able to see things, step back and see things clearly and not be confused about what you're seeing. You got to be able to see opportunities. You got to be able to stalk, watch, and learn and keep searching and pursuing and reading and digging further and further. And then you got to be able to be ready to attack and consume. When you get the information, what you going to do with it? You got to know how to attack and how to consume it. And when you're hungry, these things will sharpen those senses. Next, having the eye of the tiger empowers us to achieve and conquer the challenges. A person who's not hungry or thirsty, a lot of times, even if it's a boxing match or something, and you got this new and upcoming boxer in the ring, he's hungry, he's thirsty, and you got this other person over here who's already a champion in boxing. And they may not be as hungry and thirsty. You know why? Because they've become comfortable with their title. They've been there, done that, and as a result, they may let down their guard and become a little more relaxed. But this up-and-coming boxer, he's hungry, he's thirsty, he wants it. He goes in there and just show out, because when a person is hungry for it, they get that amazing physical and mental concentration, focus, and activity, and as a result, they end up conquering the challenge, overpowering and conquering their prey. So it's good to have a hunger and a thirst. Keep that going. If you're not hungry and thirsty for your dreams and your goals, then you need to figure out what's going on. Because maybe it is you just really don't want this. And that's okay. At least you realize and learn that, hey, I thought I wanted, but I realized that that's not what I want. And then at that point, you can begin to focus your attention in seeking something else, discovering what it is that sets you on fire, like that. Discover what it is that puts that eye of the tiger in your eyes. The next reason of why we need the eye of the tiger is proof that we are serious and that we want it bad. Yes. You know, you won't have to convince people. You won't have to say, I really do. You won't have to do that, because when you really want it, that eye of the tiger look and attitude is going to come over you, and people will know that you really want this. And when they see that you really want it, My next reason of why you need the eye of the tiger is it will cause them to want to help and invest in you and support you. Because nobody wants to invest in something that's not going to produce. When they see that eye of the tiger in your eyes, man, they're going to know that you're not playing. And people willing to invest in something that's hungry, something that's committed and dedicated, who has a thirst and a drive to go after whatever it is they want to achieve. You know, the eye of the tiger is an ingredient that's missing out of many folks. But tonight's lesson, the topic, you know, I want to challenge you to think about that. If you don't feel that eye of the tiger thing rising up in you, then reconsider something else that does cause that blazing intensity to come on you. Because you don't have time to waste on something that's not really something that you care about, and most definitely you don't want to waste the time of others. We must have the eye of the tiger. We must stay in beast mode. Yes, that's right, beast mode. Because when you have that eye of the tiger, even in the natural, the eye of the tiger, when they getting ready to go and pray and seek out something to eat, they are in beast mode. They're not playing. And there's too many people playing, talking about what they want, but they really don't want it. At the end of the day, in order for you to achieve anything, you've got to have the eye of the tiger on you, in your eyes and in your spirit. You got to keep yourself on the move and keep that blazing intensity alive. You know, success is work. Yes, it is. And if you don't have something motivating you to achieve and accomplish your dreams, your desires, and your purpose, it is really difficult to achieve them. And so tonight, think about that. Young people that want a job, young people considering going to college, young people who want to have a happy marriage and a happy, healthy life, you have got to, at some point, that eye of the tiger is going to rise up, because obstacles are going to be in your life forever until we leave this planet. And you've got to learn how to overcome your obstacles in the midst of trying to achieve your dreams and goals. And one way you do that is fueling yourself and developing that eye of the tiger, eye and mentality and spirit, and in keeping that blazing intensity going strong in your life. That's right. That's how you do it. That's how I did it. And I know it's possible. Therefore, I encourage and challenge you to remember that in all your endeavors. And that way it'll help you to go after the things that are really you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is my time. This has been a Teachable Life moment with Keeler Bryson, where it is absolutely imperative that you live live. That's right, live live. If you would like to connect with me, you may do so. I'm on Facebook at Keeler Bryson, Teachable Life Moments, LLC. I'm on Twitter at Keeler Savant, or you can visit my website at KeelerBryson.com. You may email me at KeelerBryson.com. And until the next time, I will see you here on this same night. And have a great week, a happy Thanksgiving, and live life. Good night.